Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tommy with Kicks and Bricks, and we are live. So I figured what we would do is set up for the bones and the wave runners at the same time. That way we can get it out of the way. It'll be done. So we'll do Shopify Yeezy Supply. I don't think Footsites is dropping the bones. In fact, I don't see raffles up for it. So it may be a confirmed and Yeezy Supply exclusive. I see raffles for the wave runners, but I don't see them for the bones. So we're gonna set up Mech for Shopify and for hold on one second. Oh, they're restocking Gmails, of course. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pass on the Gmail restock. But anyways, all right. So we're gonna set up Mech for Shopify, and we'll also we'll set it up for Yeezy Supply. We'll set up Prism, and then we'll set up Valor as well. Sorry guys, I'm gonna grab a few Gmails real quick. They're only 35 bucks, so might as well. Okay, done. All right, so for Mech, what I'm doing different is I'm running all of my ISPs on 2 instances of Mech on Monday. I'm not running Valor, and I'm not running Prism. I need the checkouts for Mech. So, and I think with all my ISPs split between both instances that I can do some damage on YS. There'll be a decent amount of stock, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So for Shopify, so there's 3 sites that currently have Safe 2 loaded: Exhibition, Kith, and DSM. It's soon to replace your regular safe mode. So Mike is having us test it. So what we're gonna do, Shanae, good afternoon. So what we're gonna do is set up for Kith. And then you can choose if you have the leftover profiles, if you have the leftover, if you have extra profiles or you're running duplicates, you can run half safe and then half safe too. Do I only run for shoes? No. So consoles, I stopped running for cards because they're just not profitable. And doesn't matter, streetwear, miners, GPUs, it doesn't matter. But for Shopify, it's simple. Go on here. Has the quality of the stream a little bit better? Because I changed the latency on it, but I feel like it's lagging a lot more than what it's supposed to. But anyway, so Shopify module, we'll go to Kith. And keep in mind that this setup is generally for every site, except for Shop Nice, Kicks, and Shoe Palace, which Shop Nice drops at 10:08. Shoe Palace drops at like 9:58. But generally the setup is the same no matter what Shopify site you're going for. So this is for Kith. Now for these on the bones, I'm going 7 through 13. I generally get stuck with anything less than that. So is it way better, Tim? Okay. So I generally get stuck with any sizes less than 7. So I'm going to stick with 7 through 13. And then it's simple. You just create your tasks. I probably would do 3 safe, 2 safe 2, all preload, all safe, and then AI is just a habit. They never drop H captcha, so generally you don't need it. but I do AI just in case. And then that's it. So the thing with Yeezys on Kith is Q builds up very, very quickly, and it builds up a long time before the drop. So at 15 minutes still, at 15 minutes too, you're gonna test them, you'll start them, and then if it starts to build a queue, you'll keep starting them. Now the goal is to get into queue with enough time to get out by 56 or 57. Then at that time, you'll wait until 15 seconds before the drop. You'll drop your delays, and then hopefully you'll cook. Now, Kith is a little different, and that's why I use Kith as an example. Is I generally run local host or really good resis on Kith, and the reason why is because their proxy protection is insane at times. On Yeezy Day, for Kith, the site is destroyed. The site is slow. You get a lot of errors. So residential or local host seems to prevail on Yeezys. Wave runners and bones, it's going to be a problem on Kith. So that's what I would recommend. If you don't have good resis like live or leaf fast residential, then jump on local host and run that. Jake, I run Heaven Subnet. Heaven Subnet is what I have. How do you get shipping rates for Kith? So I can give them to you. Your cook group should have them. If they don't, you need a new cook group. But I can provide them for you if you need them. Give me 1 second. All right, so that's the shipping rates for Kith. Plug them in if you need them. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so for Kith, I'll be running local host on one, and then I'll be running leaf fast residentials. If I can get a live group by before the drop, then I'll be running that on my server. And that's pretty much it. Same setup for exhibition, same setup for Atmos, BBIC. Now Shop Nice Kicks drops at 10:08. What you have to watch with them is their shipping. They charge tax plus $26 in shipping. So what are ISP's dailies? Are they worth it for YS? Dave, it depends on what provider you get them from. They're worth it, sure. But it's really going to depend on where. If you get them from Heaven or Porter or XYZ, yeah, for sure they're worth it 100%. But I don't trust any other proxy provider for ISPs other than those three. They seem to be the only ones where you can get a quality product. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been an issue recently with companies reselling the same proxies to multiple people. There was a tweet out. See if I can find it. That way you guys know that I'm not just running my mouth, but that it's actually legit. But somebody bought 2,000. He had a burner Discord and a regular Discord. He bought 2,000 on one account, 2,000 on the other, and he did a dupe check, and 500 came back as duplicates. All right, so how did you learn how to bot? Trial, error, and a lot of money is how I learned how to bot. Nobody taught me shit, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Nobody taught me anything. I learned through making mistakes and very little bit of knowledge from other people. Now, are ISPs on Shopify? No. So ISPs generally is the way to go. I don't know if you came in late, but ISPs is what you run on 99% of the sites. The only reason I recommend local or live proxies or good resis, really good resis on Kith, is because on Yeezy Day, when it drops, their site is trashed. It's slow. There's a lot of errors. Your tasks are going to throw back a lot of errors, and they usually drop with proxy protection, and you'll get throttled pretty quickly. You'll notice all your tasks stuck on submitting payment or creating checkout or generating session. That means you're throttled. If you're not cycling out of stock like this is how you should be cycling on a regular drop. After initial, when you're running for restocks, this is how it should look. If it's all stuck on one, then it means you're throttled. What delays do you use for Shopify? So generally I run 10 to 12,000 up until about 15 seconds before the drop. And then I drop it down between 3 and 3,500. You can play around in between there. But no, ISPs is a must for Shopify. It's all about speed, how quickly you can pick up product, how quickly you can solve your CAPTCHA, and how quickly you can check out. But that's it for Shop. It doesn't matter what bot you run. Every bot has a preload mode. Now, Undefeated has been putting up password page recently. And what that means for botters is that you cannot do preload. You cannot bypass queue early. So regularly, when you start your task, you pick up a random product like socks or a t-shirt. You get into queue, you wait in queue, and then you dump that product, and your task goes to monitoring for the shoe you're going for. That way, when it drops, you don't get stuck in queue. You check out right away. So that's the trick. But with Undefeated, if they put up password page, you take preload mode off and you just run safe mode or extra safe, whichever, but safe should be fine. That way you will get into queue, but it's going to depend on, like for a domain change drop, like for unions or for concepts, you can't preload because they changed the site. So that's why everyone goes through a queue before they're able to check out. No different. Mech on YS is pretty easy. It's set up the same way. So you'll choose Yeezy. I usually name it with so each task group has a different set of proxies. You can't combine different proxies in the same task group with Mech. So let's just say that I'm setting one up for subnet. You take the entire product link for YS. So with most bots, all you need is the SKU. With Mech, you need the entire product link. So you would take the entire product link here. And then don't forget to hit save. Don't forget to hit save. Do not forget to hit save. 5,000 is what my general delays are. You would set your proxies on whatever you want it for. Now for ISPs, if you're running privacy, Eno, or a card that does not require 3DS, then you generally don't need to mess with the 3D box. No, I do use it, Richard. I was saying for Kith on Yeezy drops, when the site is trashed, I usually run local or really good resis. That way I don't get errors and I don't get throttled. On regular drops, absolutely. ISPs on Kith and every other site for that matter, no matter what. But Kith has very good proxy protection and their site gets trashed on Yeezy drops. So that's why I use localhost or live proxies or leaf resi fast for Kith on Yeezy drops. But yes, I use ISPs for every other shop site and every other day on Kith. This here is going to be that little white box that pops up where you type in your 3-digit or 4-digit code for your 3DS confirmation. This here is the proxy that's going to run that. So if you're running a resi task group, you don't want a residential proxy running that white box. So you're going to take a few proxies, a few ISPs. You're going to create a proxy group called 3DS, and then you're going to choose that proxy group here. Hit save, don't forget to hit save. That way, if you get, now this is only for residential task groups. For ISP task groups, just leave it as task proxy. Don't mess with it, leave it alone, it'll be fine. There's no need to worry about it. And then if you're running AYCD, you would set all your AYCD up in settings. Hold on, let me go through that with you real quick. So you will go to tools, then you'll go to capgen, you'll hit your plus sign, you'll go down to AYCD, you'll put in your access token, your API key, then you'll hit save. And then when you go here, you'd simply choose AYCD, right? And I'll show you in a second what it looks like. Let me just create some tasks. Is it horrible if I use task proxy while running a Resi task group? No, but I would if you're on local, then I would run local before I would use a Resi. Resis are just slow. And what happens if it's too slow or doesn't load right and you missed out on a checkout? If you don't have ISPs and you're only running residential proxies, then try running local. But if you're on a server, then I guess you don't have a choice. I guess you would have to run Resis. Task proxy. No, cap. So you would choose AYCD, then you would choose V3 test. You would start a Gmail on your AYCD. You would start autosolve, and then you would just hit play. And you should see something very similar to this. Hold on. So on a server, is it not possible to use localhost for anything like Shopify and 3DS? That's the thing, is on a server, you're generally banned. So you'd have to find out if you're banned or not. Generally, how you can tell is open up a Chrome browser on your server and go to Yeezy Supply. And you should, hold on. You'll get that. If you're banned, if your server is banned, this is what you'll get when you try to go to Yeezy Supply. Instead of seeing the product like you're supposed to. So this server is banned. But back to the AYCD, just to make sure it's linked correctly, you'll start a task on your AYCD on autosolve. You'll hit play. It should solve it. Wait. Oh, it's not set up correctly. That's why. One second. One second. No, it's there. Why isn't that working? Oh, there you go. Then you'll see this. If it's set up correctly, you should get a solved. It should go to 1 on your AYCD, and then you'll get token received on this. And that's how you set up AYCD. If you're not running AYCD, just leave it as none, hit save, and then you're done. And then as far as this is concerned, make sure you do not have wait V3 test on when you start your task, because it won't work. You select your profiles, you select your sizes, and then you just create them. Now for this drop, I am not using wait sale. For some reason, I'm not quite sure why, but every time I use wait sale, it doesn't work. So I'm not doing it. This time I'm gonna leave them off. I'm running ACO from my Discord, so I wanna try to hit as many as possible. Plus I need the checkouts for Mech's competition. So I'm gonna start my tasks at 56, all of them, and go from there. I'll probably lose a few V3 tokens, but I'm okay with that. It is what it is. Now for any questions on Mech for Shopify and or YS. I'll wait a few seconds because I know there's a delay. All right, so Valor is next. We'll jump on Valor. Now Valor, per their Discord, you only need one captcha harvester. However, you can run more than one. So the benefit of running more than one is that if one of your Gmails is bad, at least you'll have a better opportunity of passing splash. Now they did update where now after the third declined V3 token, you will get a webhook saying you have a bad harvester. So then at that point, you open a new one first, and then you close out your old one and just cross your fingers at that point. How to avoid declines? Been getting a lot recently. Don't know if it's me or Yeezy Supply payment processor. So it's going to depend on how you're jigging and what you're using. I need to know those two things. Once you tell me those two things, I can try to help you out. Now for Valor, create task group, very easy. Enter name. Again, I only use one task group per proxy provider. So say I'm running my subnet again. I'd hit create. Then I would go here to this plus sign here. Type in Yeezy Supply. Mode is one, mode is splash. Now for them, they only want the SKU. You don't need the entire link. So it's HQ. Hold on. HQ 6316. You'll choose your sizes. And again, I'm running 7 through 13. Then you'll choose your profile group, or you'll choose your just your regular profile. You'll choose your proxy group, and then you will create your proxies. Now, Valor has a wait for sale. In fact, they're one of the only bots that was able to get past the other day when Yeezy Supply dropped. They didn't make the front page live. They only made the sale live on the back end. So most bots that had a wait for sale feature weren't able to start sale because they only monitor the front of the page, and the front of the page was still in splash. So once Q goes up, once splash goes up, you start your tasks. Everything should settle into waiting for sale. What is a better jig? The 3-letter in front. I use the 3-letter. Before this house, I lived in an apartment. I used the 3-letter there, and I've never had any issues at all. I get some declines, but not many at all. I'd say maybe 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 maybe is a decline, but that has nothing to do with you. I mean, that just has to do with 300,000 tasks trying to check out Yeezys on Yeezy Supply. That has nothing to do with you. But the 3-letter random jig, throw your profiles into AYCD, duplicate all of them, and then just switch out your Gmail, your name, your phone number, and then hit auto jig on AYCD and just let them add 3 letters to the front of your address. Valor, what subnet provider? So I run Heaven. I only run Heaven. That's all I run. That's all I trust. Porter is also a good ISP company. And I heard XYZ has subnets that are good. They're hit or miss. But for me, I stick with Heaven. That's just who I run with. I stick with whoever sells out instantly. That's how you know they have good ISPs. That's what you have to watch for. When I look for a company and I want to buy their products, if they're always in stock, I have to ask myself why. There's so many people going for these shoes that need proxies and Gmails. Why can I go on your website and buy them anytime I want? Because they can't be that good. Oculus to me is garbage. Their subnets go down. Their ranges are down. If you look at their Discord announcements, every single day there's another range down. They're swapping out ranges every day. You can't farm on them. I mean, they're cheap, but I used to use them until they started. I'd start farming with them, and then they'd go down. I'd have to switch them out, and then they go down again. I have to switch them out. It's just a pain in the ass, and I'm just not interested. And then you complain about it, and they tell you, "Oh well," you know what I mean? So, but if you guys are interested, there is a description. There is a Discord invite to Proxy Heaven. You can use my code. Get 25% off on all products on the website. Your best bet with Proxy Heaven is to join the Discord and just watch announcements. They'll let you know when they restock, and jump on Apple Pay on your phone and just be as quick as possible, because they don't last at all. So Valor waiting for sale, one harvester open. You can open up more than one if you want. And that's it. I mean, it's just that simple. You'll get a webhook saying bad harvester after your third failed token. So after your third failed V3 token, you'll get a bad harvester webhook, and then you could just switch out your harvester at that point. Prism. Now Prism is my clutch bot. It's checked out for me when no other bot has. So this is what I use as well. New task group. Name, I always name it the proxy group I'm going for. That way I can monitor what proxies are performing. Choose your site, hit create. You'll put the same monitor input here that you're running on Valor. This setup is pretty much the same for every bot. Wrath does the same thing. You just have to hit advanced CAPTCHA in advanced settings. I mean, most bots you set up the same way. Prism, you need a monitoring proxy. I would suggest something that's not locked and something that's not banned. So I use my subnet. Your monitoring proxy is the proxy that tells your tasks that the sale has went live. So you have to use a good one. If everyone's sale is live and you're still waiting for sale, then your monitoring proxy is bad. MasterCards are not an L on YS. I run MasterCards. Half of my profiles are MasterCards. They work perfectly fine for me. That's all that's out right now. Slash is the same thing. MasterCards is all anyone has. But it doesn't matter what your funding source is. It matters what numbers they have available to you. But my MasterCards check out no problem. All right. Delay 5,000. Your CAPTCHA settings, this is where you'll switch AYCD or default. I'm running inbot. This is where you'll see whether or not you passed and success and all of that. Then you'll come here to your plus sign. You'll check your profile group. I changed my delays to 5,000. If I'm running my subnet, I'll change my sizes. 7 through 13 is generally what I'll run. You get the idea. And then I'll just run this just like that. Now Prism, same thing. As soon as Splash goes live, that's when you start your tasks. It'll go waiting for sale, and then once sale goes live, your monitoring proxy will tell your task proxies that sale is live, and then you'll see them all go yellow with CAPTCHA in parentheses, and then it'll say in queue. Now here's the deal, guys. On most of these YS drops, they do not last very long. 350s generally last a little longer, but after 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes, if you're not passing Splash, it's time to switch out your harvester. Especially on 350s, it's not going to be nearly as tough to get these as it is slides or foam runners. So after 6 or 7 minutes, if you're not passing Splash, then it's time to switch out. Always open your new ones before you close your old ones. That way, if a harvester or if a task requests one and one isn't open, you don't throw your whole setup off. But Mike, yeah, you shouldn't have any issues, Mike. There should be no issues at all. The issue with declines on most of people's profiles is the 3DS. That's what declines most of the time on a profile. But privacy doesn't have 3DS. So there should be no issues with, it doesn't matter what card you use to check out. Foot sites, it doesn't look like it's dropping this. Finish line, JD, doesn't look like it either. Boutiques will probably have wave runners. I don't think they're going to have the Bone 350s. I don't see raffles for them anywhere. I don't see tweets. I don't see Instagram posts. Gmails, ISP. So guys, everything is switched up from what it was and what it used to be on Gmails, on Proxies, passing splash. Nothing is what it was before. Your proxy, your task proxy counts, your Gmail counts, your Gmail proxy counts, like the harvesting proxy that you're farming with. It all plays a role in passing splash. Do the hook declines on Mech have to do with proxy quality? No. So what Mike thinks it is session expired. So if you jump on now on YS and you try to check out one of those boots that's available, you're going to get session expired. Mike thinks that it's a session expiring when it's checking out. I don't really know what it is, to be honest with you. But no, it's not proxies. If you've gotten all the way to checkout, it's not proxies. How you know it's not proxies is if you can cart. If you can cart, then your proxies are fine. But if you see your passing splash and your cart number isn't going up, that's when your proxies are bad. What size? 7 through 13, Edgar. 7 through 13. Also, guys, for anyone who's new in here, please smash that like button. Turn on notifications, hit the subscribe button. I do have a Discord that is now open. It is a botting Discord, so it's not a cook group. We don't have monitors or add to cart links. It is free for the first 3 days. It is $10 a month after that, but you get 24/7 help. You get setups for all drops, every drop daily. Any questions or anything like that can be answered in there as well. You pretty much get access to anything you need 24/7. We post like shock drop links. We post when to start tasks and things of that nature. So that way we can help you guys out when I'm not live, because it's great when I go for live drops, but throughout the week when I don't go live and you guys still need help, that'll be there for you. And the link to that is also in the description as well. Anything else on any three of these bots at all? Anything at all? Any questions regarding proxies, Gmails, passing splash, profiles, jigging? Let's go over jigging real quick, because I feel like that's huge with declines. I ran a form for ACO and I had to fix a few profiles. So let's run through that real quick. So jigging for me is very simple. What I do is I buy raffle forwarded Gmails. There's a few companies out there that have them. Any company that sells raffle Gmails, they generally sell raffle forwarded. Now what that does is, say you buy 10 Gmails. You'll have 10, and then they give you a master Gmail that's all those Gmails are forwarded to. So I use that. And the reason I do that is because when I hit, all my emails come to one email. I can check them all, and that's how I get my shipping confirmation and such. Now, every single Gmail that you buy generally is a name. It's attached to a name. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a first and last name with some numbers at gmail.com. That is the name that I use for my profile. So if it's Debbie Weinberg 6102 at Gmail, then Debbie Weinberg will be the name in my profile. I don't do catch-alls. I use Gmails because they're the best quality and they don't get flagged. And what I've seen is that sometimes people have to switch them out every drop. And that's just not something I'm interested in doing. So for 10 bucks, 15 bucks, I'll buy raffle forwarded Gmails. And I do not farm with them. I do not log into them. I don't check them. I simply add them to my profile. And the only one I log into is the master Gmail itself. Blazing AIO is a company that sells raffle forwarding. I think he is going on vacation right now. Let me just double check his last announcement. The 25th through the 3rd, he'll be gone. So, but I'm sure one of you guys can find a raffle forwarding. But either way, it doesn't matter. If you want to use a catch-all, be my guest. I'm just telling you what I do, what works for me. You guys are more than welcome to switch it up however you'd like. Every Gmail, every profile has to have a different name, a different Gmail, a different phone number. It can be made up. And then 3 letters in front of your address. If you live in an apartment, that's fine. You live in an apartment, that's fine. You can still, what I would still suggest is still doing the 3-letter jig. And then you can do your apartment, or you can do suite, or you can do unit, whatever you want. If you live in a house, I live in a house. I don't use apartment. I do not use second line of the address at all, ever. I simply add 3 letters in capital before my address, and it works every time, no problem. That's pretty much it. Don't stress if you don't get a confirmation email from YS. The past 3 drops, I've probably gotten 5 in total. I get all my shipping confirmations though. So if you don't get an order confirmation, don't worry about it. Generally, when you check out on Yeezy Supply, they don't cancel. Let's see what else. Size 7 through 13 on both is what I'm going to be using. Catch-alls have been getting clipped. Yeah, you see, so I don't want to take that risk. I mean, to be honest with you, I went as far as buying 8 or 9 different numbers that actually can receive text messages, because if you remember last year, they started sending codes out, and I didn't even want to take the shot. So Brandon, what's up, brother? How are you? I didn't even want to take the chance. So even if tomorrow or Monday they start sending codes, my phone will get those codes so I can check out. So I'm set up to the best of my ability at all times. I mean, we spend so much money on proxies and Gmails and so much time setting up. Why not just do it the right way? You know what I mean? Spend a few extra dollars or a few extra minutes and set it up the way that it works. But that's it, right? I mean, we don't have foot sites. Nice. I'm jealous. Any questions, guys, on the setup? Any questions on anything that I've done? Anything that you guys need? You want me to go over anything else? You guys are more than welcome to use Wait for Sale on Mech if you want to. I heard it works for most. For me, I just haven't had good experience with it. So for tomorrow, Sunday, you mean Monday? Monday, I'm running 2 instances of Mech, 552 ISPs, and then Wolf Resis. That's what my setup is for Monday. And then for Tuesday, I'm going to buy some dailies, and I'm running 2 instances of Valor, 2 instances of Mech, and Prism is going to be my setup for Tuesday. But that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to get this out of the way. If you have any questions watching this video after I go live, you're always welcome to drop a comment. If you don't want to join the Discord, you can always hit me up on Discord in my messenger. I will always answer your questions. Here is my Discord. You are more than welcome to hit me up or message me, add me as a friend, and ask me whatever you need. Send me pictures and I'll walk you through your setup at any time. I'm usually up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, helping out whoever I need to. I did not hit today. I took a fat L. I went to run Kith and my automations were still on, and my automations picked up the rebellions and they took over my captures. So I took a fat L today, but somebody in the Discord just looked out for me and shot them to me for 260. So I copped those in my size. But that's going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a great day tomorrow. I will be live at 7:30 on Monday morning for the bones, or somewhere around there. 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. If you need me in the meantime, that's my Discord name. You can hit me up, or you can join the Discord and hit me up there. Guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.